What is going on, guys, and welcome back to the Bit of Footy YouTube channel. Now today we're approaching week one of finals. It is this Friday where the finals kicks off, so no pre-finals bye. Instead, we're just getting straight into it. So in this video, I'm going to be running through my first week of finals prediction, and during this week of the first week, I'll also be bringing out a finals promo and a full prediction for the finals series and who I think will win the flag and all that. So that's coming out this week. And I'll also be streaming at least one final this weekend as well. Not sure which one. I'll just decide when it comes closer to the finals beginning. Either way, let's run through my week one of finals predictions. I'm going to be tipping a team and also going to be tipping a margin for every game as well. So yeah, let's get straight into it. The first final is the Power taking on the Cats at the Adelaide Oval, and I'm going to be tipping Port Adelaide in this one to get the job done, and I'm going to be tipping them by 13 points as well. I feel like they're coming into this game with some good form behind their back. Their forward line is firing. I'm not sure if Georgiades will be playing in this game, which could be a big loss, but I feel like Charlie Dixon will be able to handle the role and really step up in the finals when it matters most. But yeah, it should be an interesting game. The Cats obviously coming off a loss to the Dees where they had a 44-point lead at one stage and couldn't get the job done. But you know, normally Port Adelaide and Geelong have a good contest, so I'm gonna say Geelong are gonna, you know, really fight out this one and, you know, really challenge the Power. But I feel like the Power's forward line and just everything about Port Adelaide has been clicking the last few weeks. They got challenged by the Dogs, the Power, in Melbourne, but were able to get the job done just by 2 points. But you know, they still were able to get the job done after, you know, they were down by a big margin at one stage. So it should be a very interesting clash, but I just feel like it's at the Adelaide Oval. Port Adelaide are coming in with some good form. Geelong lost that game last weekend when they had the chance to win it. They were up by a big margin as well, so it should be a good game, this one. But yeah, I feel like the Power, it's at the Adelaide Oval. They should come out firing and get the job done over the Cats. Send the Cats into the semi, and the Power themselves move on to the preliminary finals, and they've been there before, so it should be interesting. Next final is the first elimination final between the Swans and the Giants, and this one is down in Tassie. Who would have thought they would be having an elimination final between the Swans and the Giants down in Tassie? No one. Me too. But yeah, I'm going to be tipping Sydney in this one. I'm going to be tipping Sydney by around 8 points. Now I'm saying that because normally the Swans and the Giants have some pretty tight contests, and yeah, it showed sort of this year where the Giants popped up to win by 2 points in Sydney, and then the Swans managed to get the job done, you know, over the Giants in the other game. I don't think the second game was as close of a margin as the first one, but still, normally these two have some tight contests, and this is going to be such a weird game. And I'm saying that because the Giants are such an up and down, inconsistent side this year, and you never really know which GWS side is going to show up to a game. And I'm saying that because I don't know which GWS side is going to show up in the finals as well. So yeah, if the Giants win this game, I would not be surprised because they do have the talent, they do have, you know, the prospects to cause an upset and beat the Swans. But I just feel like the Swans are coming in to this game with some ripping form behind their back, and they're not going to let this one go. They're going to beat the Giants, move on, and yeah, that's why I've tipped the Swans by 8 points. I feel like Buddy's coming in with some good form, Heaney's coming in with some good form, all their forward line is really coming into the game with some good form, and their midfield is firing as well. So it should be a good contest. You know, the Giants have been, you know, getting up and about for the towards the back end of the season, and now heading into the finals with also some good form behind them. But I just feel like the Swans have been playing some really good footy. They've got the talent to get the job done, and they'll move on to week 2 of the finals. The next game is the second qualifying final between the Dees and the Lions, and I'm going to be tipping the Dees in this one by a 15-point margin. I feel like the Dees are coming into this game with some really good form, and their season has just been really sensational, hasn't it? They've been challenged in a lot of games, but were able to overcome those challenges and find winning ways in a lot of games as well. So I just feel like the Dees have got enough power and enough, momentum behind them to have a really good set final series. But let's not take anything away from the Lions. This will be a really good challenge for the Dees because the Lions are sort of firing at the back end of the season, so they're coming into finals with some terrific form themselves. Their forward line is looking really dangerous with the likes of Cameron finding form, Danaher finding form, even McStay. Well, McStay for me has sort of been a really consistent, a really good performer for the Lions in their forward line. But yeah, I feel like the whole team, the Lions, has been really, clicking together at the right part of the season. So it will be another challenge for the Dees to overcome. But like I said before, the Dees have been challenged by a lot of teams this season, and were able to overcome those challenges and get the job done on multiple occasions. So I believe the Dees will get the job done in this one by 15 points and move on to the preliminary finals. The last final of the week is the elimination final between the Dogs and the Bombers down in Tassie. Now we know the Bombers have a really good crew down in Tassie. They've got some really good support down in Tassie, so this could be an interesting game. And it also will be interesting because the Dons are coming into this game with some sort of good form behind their back, their midfield and their forward line, and the whole ground for the Dons is just performing really decently, whereas the Dogs are coming into this game with three to four losses behind them. So it's going to be a really interesting match to see who will come out on top. But I believe that the Dogs will still be able to get the job done. I believe their first half against the Power, or their first quarter, was really brilliant and showed that they're really still in a good form, in a good mood. And I feel like if they can bring that good mood that they did in the first quarter against the Bombers, they'll be able to get the job done. But like I said before, it's going to be a really interesting matchup, considering that the Dogs are coming into this game with 3 to 4 losses behind their back, whereas the Dons are coming into this game with a few wins behind their back. And the Dons have beaten the Dogs as well during the season, so it's going to be really interesting. But I feel like the Dogs would have done their homework from that game against the Bombers. Surely they're not going to let Peter Wright kick 7 goals in a final against them, but who knows, anything could happen. It is a final series, and miraculous things happen in the finals. But I just feel like the Dogs aren't going to let their season slip away within the first week of finals. They'll fight this one out, get the job done over the Bombers, and move on to week 2 of the finals. And they'll get the job done by, I feel like the Bombers will challenge, but I feel like the Dogs will be too good and win by 16 points in this one. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are my first week of finals predictions done and dusted. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in another video very soon. Cheers.